and from quarantine land. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, most days you can say you're doing well. What more can we ask for than that, right? And hopefully you're finding creative things to do. This is one of the things I'm doing creatively. Crafting stories. So here's a new one for you today. In thinking about this story, it's all about a king's crown. Now, a king's crown is a much sought after thing because of the power and wealth and land that comes with it. And throughout history, the fight over a king's crown has been bloody and horrific and often truly horrible for families and countries and lands. My daughter Nora is reading Macbeth. Bad stuff because of wanting a crown. Think about King Arthur and all the people that wanted his crown that made his life so hard. So my story is about a land that had a solution for this horrible problem that can cause so much bloodshed, but it was a peaceful solution. And it just reminded me that there's more than one solution to any problem, and look for the peaceful ones. Here you go. There once was a stranger making his way to a seashore town. He walked up to the city gates. The guard standing there took one look at this bedraggled, ragged clothes-wearing, unknown man and said, you are not going to be admitted into our fine city. And so the stranger backtracked and found a tree to take a nap under. But what this stranger did not know was that inside these city walls, there in the palace, the king was breathing his final breaths. But even before he began breathing his final breaths, there was much discussion and argument as to who would wear his crown. For you see, the king had no heir, and there was not a decision as to who would be the next king. But everyone, everyone had an opinion about who should be the next king. The head advisor, well, he said, I believe the head advisor should be the next king. Of course he thought that. And the king's uncle, well, he said, oh, no. His eldest first cousin should be king. Of course, that was his son. Even the smallest child in town had an opinion. I think I should be king. Who knows? Maybe that would have been good. But the discussions turned very heated, and the heated discussions turned into arguments until there were brawls in the pubs and in the town squares. And it was soon realized that this decision of who would be the next king was going to cause a civil war if they were not careful. And one advisor, he came before the crowd and said, there is another solution. We could give the decision of who should wear the crown to the king's most beloved and cherished friend. And everyone knew who that was. For truly the king's most beloved and cherished friend had been his elephant. Now this elephant, he was a strong, tall, great beast of an elephant. And the king had spent so much time with this animal. And everyone knew that he loved and cherished and found him to be very, very wise. He walked through the town with the king, and the king discussed all of his problems with him. And so it was decided that yes, the king's elephant would choose the next king. They brought the elephant out into the town square and bedecked him with all of his royal finery, for the king had seen fit that his elephant was very well dressed. There was gold woven into his costume, and golden bells hung along his sides. They placed the crown in the elephant's trunk, and a procession began. All of the people of the land followed behind Elephant, anticipating that to whomever he gave the crown and bowed to, that everyone would recognize that person as the new king. So everyone followed the elephant through the streets, in and out of the alleys, pausing every time Elephant paused, with anticipation, and then moving on after he did. All the way out the city gates, the elephant walked, until he came to the tree under which lay this stranger. And that is where the elephant bowed down on one knee and placed the crown upon the stranger's head. Cheers erupted, waking the stranger. He was bewildered, listening to everyone call him king, but he felt the crown upon his head. And when the advisor approached him, saying, "Your Majesty, how shall we address you?" The stranger thought for a moment, and he said, "Call me King Bavian," meaning benevolent and kind. And that is just how that king reigned all the days of his life. How's that for a peaceful solution? And isn't that a good one? So, I think I'm going to get on an elephant story kick. So if you've got one, I would love you to share it with me. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Share my story, like, subscribe, all those things. But mostly, have a nice day.